Okay. Episode 164. We are live. Second day in a row of doing a podcast. How about that? Props. Bergie says we're late. Clock says 3:02. We're not that late, though. It's not too bad. My camera won't focus. Okay. 4 minutes late, but I digress. So I guess we should probably lead with this. Since it's a topic that has been discussed a lot by us, I guess we'll lead with this just because it is somewhat notable in the landscape. Illinois loses out on Ray J. Dennis. He goes to Baylor. And
Shocker.
Finally, that's over, I think, would be my
Shocker.
thoughts. There's a couple months of, Illinois being in the conversation there. It went from automatic lock to real recruitment / fake recruitment / real recruitment, and then Utah, and then swung back to Illinois, and then Baylor, and then Utah again, and then back to Illinois, and then Illinois and Baylor, and then Baylor. So,
yeah.
And Michigan pretended like they were involved. But he goes to Baylor.
Was it ever really Illinois, though? Or was it just Twitter riling people up?
I think if there's a crystal ball put in right away, then there's obviously something there. There's a lot of connections that made sense.
From Michigan State, who cares?
But Tim Anderson, obviously, this was a guy that he was going after hard. And, I don't see how anybody could be mad at him for going to Baylor. I saw some idiot say something like, Io is better than any guard that Scott Drew has ever had or something. And it's like, okay.
Bold statement.
I think Davion Mitchell and Jared Butler were pretty good a couple years ago. I just think that Scott Drew has a much better reputation when it comes to point guards than Brad Underwood.
Clearly.
Well, Juwan Evans was really, really good at Oklahoma State.
That's true.
It's pretty much the one.
How about Brad at Illinois with point guards? Not good.
I don't know what you want me to say about that. Just the way it is.
Yeah.
The way it's got to be. But, hey, good luck to Ray J. Dennis. I don't know. I feel like people that are mad at him, it's like I think the whole recruitment thing was really riled up by the message boards and the Twitter trolls, which they should be called that. I don't really see how you could be mad at him for doing what he did. I don't know. I'd go to Baylor too, probably in his situation.
That's true. I'm not mad because you know what? There's other guys out there.
Sorta. Good luck to Ray. It'll be fun to watch. The Big 12 is going to be good this year. Be interesting to see Baylor and Houston play with LJ Cryer going to Houston. And then Baylor still has good guards. They don't have Flagler back. I think him leaving is pretty much the final nail in the coffin with this one, I think, for Ray J. Dennis to go to Baylor. And Baylor's much more capable of truly handing him the keys than Illinois was. I know Illinois doesn't have a point guard really still, kind of, sort of. But, if you're Baylor, you don't really have anybody. And it's like, hey, we won a national championship 2 years ago. We're good every year playing the Big 12. Come here. Look at our NBA success overall. They had Taurean Prince. They had Davion Mitchell's a good NBA player, among others. So those are the Ray J thoughts for me. I don't see how anybody could be – any Illini fan that's upset about this is like, I don't know. It feels like you're probably a loser.
I think that people just think that Brad fumbled and it's going to give him more fire to hate Brad. So I don't know. They're kids, right? They're going to change their mind every 6 minutes. So,
yeah. I think another thing to think about here probably is that Ray J. Dennis is like a score-first point guard. So if you think about that, that's not exactly what Illinois needs. And I think the guy that they brought in, if he plays, is much more of a fit, but not as good of a player. So it was a quick turnaround for Illinois. They bring in Iowa State transfer Jeremiah Williams, who didn't play at Iowa State, but
Bergey's correct. He didn't commit and pull out. I agree. Ray J never said he was coming to Illinois.
Yeah.
Everybody on Illini Twitter assumed he was coming to Illinois. So
yeah.
But yeah, enough of him. We got a new guy.
Yeah, Jeremiah Williams. So Illinois gets a point guard to commit, which, I mean, he pretty much is a point guard. Can you really be a two guard if you literally can't shoot at all? I mean, I don't think so. But I will say, what was it? 4 hours, I guess probably 3 hours after Ray J committed to Baylor, Jeremiah Williams commits to Illinois. And I wonder how much this says about either Illinois' belief internally that they have other guys that can still play point if Jeremiah Williams can't play. And what else does it say about what the point guard market is? Like, I don't think it's going to be as many like grad transfer guys that come in the summer like people think. Like, I don't think it's going to be, boo-booey pretty much.
Or Paul McKay.
Yeah, I don't think those, or Tiger Campbell, which Tiger Campbell still, I mean, technically still could play. Just saying.
Yeah, and then you just kick somebody off the team, right?
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
See you later. See you later, Luke Goody. What? Sorry.
Whoa.
Yeah. So Jeremiah Williams, Chicago native, coming off of an Achilles injury. He entered the portal on May 4th. Never had any updates about schools, you wrote, which that's probably why we didn't hear anything about him.
Yeah, I was going back through his Twitter, just kind of see about him, watch the videos and stuff, and he never posted anything. He never said who was interested in him. So.
Another guy that Illinois missed on before.
Yeah.
They missed on him last year when he went from Temple to Iowa State. Iowa State's head coach TJ Otzelberger said that he wouldn't be fully cleared for a while. He said that on April 10th. But my thoughts on that is that there's still 5 months until the season starts. If he's fully clear within the next 3 months, I don't see why he can't. If he gets a waiver, then why he can't be healthy enough to play.
Yeah, and that's the big thing, right? He needs a waiver. I mean, having an injury last year, I think, would help with that.
It is listed as physical well-being or something as part of the waiver process. So I don't know what that's going to do for him, but I feel like with how many waivers the NCAA hands out, he should probably get one, right?
Yeah, but if anything in the past tells you is Illinois doesn't usually get waivers. So,
there is
the NCAA hates us.
There is a B route here where he gets healthy, doesn't play this year, and then plays next year. I mean, that is a possibility, right?
That's true. It sounds like he has 3 years left because he was a freshman in 2020, right? So he has a COVID year.
Yeah.
I mean, he seems like he handles the ball well. Again, his shot doesn't, go in. It looks nice. He shot 32% as a freshman, 21% as a sophomore at Temple. So 21%'s brutal, but 32%, that's normal for Illinois.
Well, he's not here to shoot. That's the good thing.
That's right. He finds a way to get to the rim. He's 6'5", so he's got good size for a point guard. Plays in the pick and roll well. I think that he is going to be a solid guard for Illinois. He's not Ray J. Dennis, but I think he's suitable enough. I don't think Illinois needs somebody flashy or great or, fantastic, but I will take this.
If he plays this year, for a friend of the other show, he's been on the other show a couple times, I think, at Sean Paul CBB, not the performer, singer, or whatever, right? He said Illinois can figure out the point guard situation between Justin Harmon and Jeremiah Williams. Neither are world beaters, but both could fill a role to conduct. Jesus, idiot. Conduct the offense in Champaign, which I I don't know. I think that there's like 5 guys that could probably play point if you need, maybe 6 guys that could play point if you needed them to. I just don't know how many of those guys are like the guy, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. We got some comments here. St. Dominic says he said Ray J wasn't coming weeks ago. He's still going to say that DGL is the guy at point. I called it here first. Watch DGL.
I wrote something down here. We'll get to it, but I have a question for St. Dominic if he's listening. I've seen a couple people, or at least one person, the person that I follow that I like following on Twitter, say that this is a John Gross level blow up or mess up or whatever
for not getting Ray J.
Yeah, and then pivoting to Jeremiah Williams, which I don't know if it's a troll tweet or not, but I don't know if you agree with him there. It says this is John Gross level of shitting the bed.
I mean, I don't know what they expect.
Talking,
my thing is, if Ray J comes, do they have extra money? Apparently, they threw extra money at Coleman Hawkins yesterday. So, do they have that?
Yeah, there's always enough money. Come on. He said he's talking about the gaping hole at point guard for that John Gross level of, which, I mean, it is a valid point where last year your number one issue was point guard, and then you haven't really solidified that. But I guess sometimes you just got to play the cards that are given you. I don't really know what else they could have done. They went after a lot of different point guards. I think tournament success probably matters here. A guy like LJ Cryer is more interested in going to a program like Houston that has won in the tournament, and Ray J. Dennis wants to go to Baylor, success in the tournament. So some of these point guards chose schools that have had success in the tournament. Illinois hasn't had that per se. But I wonder if one thing that maybe hurt Illinois for some of the higher end point guards is that the uncertainty with the roster and not knowing about Shannon or Hawkins until May 31st. It's not their fault. I'm just saying. But I don't know. I think we're going to be concerned about point guard play for a while until we see something.
Yeah, until we see what comes out on the court. I mean, it's not like these guys can't become better. Sincere said in April, watch out. He can be a point guard. He is a point guard. I mean, he's obviously not a 2 guard. So,
yeah.
Monty says we have a default point guard when all else fails. I assume he's talking about Coleman Hawkins. Bruce says Williams has an additional year's eligibility, which could be a good thing. MJ would love Paul Mulcahy.
Me too.
And he also likes the Williams pickup long term. So St. Dominic says, I don't agree. I will give Brad the benefit of the doubt. And I don't think Ray J is all that. I watched his game and he's okay. But people are trying to make him a Big Ten All-American point guard. I think after we got off last night, I said, what happens when Ray J goes to Baylor and he sucks? So, and then Illinois fans aren't that mad, right?
I think he's good, very good. But I think the big thing is that he's just much more of a scorer. And I think right when he entered the portal, or right when it was starting to be like rumored that Illinois and Ray J, the whole thing, Ant Wright tweeted or said something in a Twitter space, I can't remember which one, about how Illinois isn't a great fit for Ray J because they don't need a score-first guard. And he averaged, 5 assists, but most of that, he said, was due to the tempo of Toledo's offense and the way they ran their offense. It wasn't, Ray J creating a bunch of offense or facilitating or passing really well. So from a fit perspective, I think especially with Shannon and Hawkins coming back, you don't need a guard that can score 20 a game. You need a guard that has the numbers that Jeremiah Williams had at Temple, which is 9 and 4.
Yeah. How worried are you about his explosiveness coming off an Achilles injury, though?
It's an issue. It's a concern. I don't think that when you have Terrence Shannon there, do you need a guy that can get to the rim every single time? Not necessarily.
That's true. But a big part of him is how well he plays defense, right? How he usually guards the other team's best guard, which I know Illinois has a lot of good defenders, but does that worry you at all on the defensive end, which is what he is kind of being promoted as a great defender? And I feel like Illinois has gotten a lot of great defender. Like Harmon's supposed to be a good defender. Damask, of course, is not the greatest defender, but Illinois going to hold teams to under like 60 points every game to try to win, or
maybe, yeah. Maybe they'll play like actual basketball next year.
Yeah.
In terms of an offense that can score in a few different ways and aren't terrible at shooting threes and being able to defend and maybe switch. Like, are we going to see Brad switching up defenses a lot? I don't know.
0% chance.
I'm not saying.
Do you think he goes to the always switch defense again this year?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying giving like teams different, throwing different looks at teams. Maybe throw a zone at somebody, which won't happen. But I'm just saying, like, you got to be unpredictable, and they're supposed to have a lot of good defenders in this roster. I think a big part of whether this defense is good or not is if Dane Danger improves on that end. They're going to need that.
Yeah. And I think Dane's going to put in the work. He seems like he has a great work ethic. So not like, some wings that we had last year or whatever.
Right. Whatever. Yeah. Yeah, but the book on Williams is that before the injury, facilitator, get to the rim, plus defender, good in the pick and roll you wrote, and as you said, nice shot, but doesn't go in.
Yeah, and he can go to his left. I saw a lot of plays where he put it up with his left, going to that side of the hoop. Something like, Terrence Shannon, as good as he is, can't go to his right. When he does go to his right, he still tries to get it back to his left to get to the basket, where it seems like Jeremiah Williams can go both ways. So can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. St. Dominic said, exactly. We just need a classic point guard, someone to bring the ball up, set Shannon and Coleman, get in offensive sets, get assists, and occasionally score when the opportunity presents itself. I agree. And that's why Jeremiah Williams is not a scorer. I mean, he's not a score first guard, right?
I think you just described Ty Rodgers.
That's true.
I really think Ty Rodgers could do this.
I do too. I wouldn't have a problem seeing Ty Rodgers at the point guard.
So if Ty Rodgers starts the 1, you're going to have a lineup. If it's Shannon and Damask at the 2 and the 3, you're going to have a lineup of what? 6'6", 6'5", 6'5", 6'10", 6. What is Dane? 6'9"?
6'9", yeah, I think so.
It's a big lineup.
Yeah, they're going to be long.
A lot different than having a 5'7" freshman that wore number 3 last year. His name rhymes with Layden Leps.
He's 6'2".
Oh, yeah, that's what they want you to think.
According to the old guy at Las Vegas.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see DGL as the backup point guard role to come in and maybe, be athletic and throw some shots up and pass the ball a little bit.
So do you think Rodgers has a better chance of starting than DGL at the point currently? I
think so, yeah, but there's still a long way to go.
Until again,
still got to roll the ball out there
until they get in the gym together and they figure things out. I don't think we really know, but I'm not worried as much. Like, even after Ray J said he was going, like I getting through the night last night and thinking about that, I'm not that worried about the point guard spot. I think that we have guys that can handle the ball. Finding great point guards is almost impossible now.
Do you want me to make a comparison between Illinois and UConn from last year?
Sure.
Did UConn really have like a high-level elite point guard? They had 2 guys that could set up their offense. Andre Jackson was like a hybrid versatility role, and Tristan Newton. Neither of those guys are elite point guards.
Right.
So if you have a guy that can set up the offense, get the ball to, like UConn got the ball to Jordan Hawkins. They got the ball to Sonogo inside. They got the ball to Naheem Aline. They got the ball to a number of different guys. Well, Aline's not that good, but whatever.
Yeah, you basically just need guys that aren't going to give away possessions.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's what you're looking for. That's
so not Coleman Hawkins.
the biggest thing.
Sorry.
Yikes. Embrot says Sincere can eat up the best point guard, and we give him no chance at being one, or what? I mean, I think that Sincere could be a point guard. We haven't seen him in that position. I texted you earlier and said, did Sincere ever run the point last year?
I feel like he probably did, but it wasn't memorable.
Yeah. Sincere's one of those guys. I mean, he's a lot like Terrence Shannon, where I don't know how good his right hand is. Right? I feel like lefties are like that a lot. My niece is like that. She can't go right. Shinewinder says, who the hell is this guy? This is Ethan. He's my co-host. Oh.
Relax.
Jeremiah Williams. He's a Chicago native, guys. He wants to play in his home state. You got to be excited about that, right?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, hey. I think I'm very much 50-50 on whether he actually plays next season or not. And I think I'm fine with either one. What happens to the scholarship spot if he doesn't play? It's just like a red shirt, pretty much.
I assume.
So bring in Antonio Reeves.
I think he still eats it, though.
Yeah, well,
it's MJ over. Says his only concern is injury. That's my biggest concern. If he is healthy, he's extremely solid.
Now, does he have a tattoo around his Achilles that says whatever the
never
idiots,
happened or something?
Whatever the other idiots. Do you want to talk about ZZ Clark?
No.
Former Illini commit ZZ Clark headed to what is it? Tennessee State.
Great basketball program, Tennessee State.
Yeah, that's great.
I text you. I am in with the conspiracy theories that Illinois said that to get his rep up. Illinois literally gave Sky Clark the world, and he just shit on us.
Yeah, I usually try not to attack players, but Sky Clark, I mean, come on. At what point,
St. Dominic wants to know, would you have brought Curbelo back? He's available. When he was on, he was good at assists and getting up the offense. He knows Brad and the offense. I was always a big Curbelo guy. I always liked him. I don't think he has the mentality to play college basketball. Is my biggest worry about him. I texted you last night and said that he's a pro guy. He wants to play pro ball if it's in Europe or China or wherever. He cannot play college basketball. Is my thoughts on.
Well, Curbelo, the reaction to Curbelo always made me mad, and I'm about to tee up a clip that does as such. And it's just the people on Facebook and Twitter, and it's very annoying. To smoke some weed and shut up. My God. I told the old people on Facebook to smoke some weed and shut. I mean, yeah, I would take him back under the circumstances. You could reel him in, but it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
It would be hilarious. I will say that would be very, very funny. Illinois
that would get Illinois fans going.
Illinois with a lineup of Curbelo, Shannon, Damask, Hawkins, and Danger would be a wild ride. It would make us one of the more interesting teams to watch because anything could happen at any time. But yeah, that ship has sailed. But if you were asking me, would you take Curbelo over Sky Clark? I would say hell yeah, because Sky Clark is a bum, just like his brother. They're both bums. No, I'm not going to go there. Seriously though, the first comment I saw on ZZ Clark's commitment just said bum. I mean, what else can you say?
And it was from Io to Sumo. So
yeah. Yep. Then there's also this Antonio Reeves thing out there. He's returning to college, but weighing his options. Played at Kentucky last season. Physically forgot how to shoot in their round 2 matchup against Kansas State. Physically incapable of shooting.
Yeah, does Illinois need an 8th guard? Are we Arkansas now? I
think the thing here is that people think that Harmon would leave because he wouldn't see the floor. and
Yeah.
Reeves would step in, which I think makes sense because Reeves is a very good shooter and could always use one of those. But I don't think Harmon is leaving.
Yeah.
He
think
seems in.
why do people think he's not going to play?
Yeah, I don't know. It's very weird. If
Brad's
anybody's
definitely running 13 guys out.
if anybody's going to get shafted, I think it's going to be last year's freshman and this year's freshman and Luke Goody. If anybody's going to get less minutes than they should, it's all those guys with the exception of probably Rogers.
Yeah.
And maybe Sincere. But like DGL, Hansberry, probably Guerrier as well. But yeah, Antonio Reeves shot 39.8% from 3 last year and then shot 1 for 15 from the field and 1 for 10 from 3 in their tournament game against K-State.
He was brutal.
Either way, though, yeah, it would be a good fit if they needed a guard that can shoot, and Harmon leaves. Harmon's not leaving, so I don't know why we even go there. I don't.
Yeah,
maybe he does though. What do I know?
We know nothing. That's for sure.
Also, only missed 20 free throws last year, 72 for 92. It's not bad.
We could take that. I think that Williams shot 65% from the line, so another solid free throw shooter coming in.
Yep, that tracks, no doubt. That makes sense. Illinois loves the.
Do you think Illinois is like the only way you can come here is if you shoot 70% or less from the line?
Yes.
Okay. It's good.
I feel like Jeremiah Williams is a lot like Sincere. Can't shoot, good defender.
Yeah, great.
Played the point. He's the only true point guard on this roster, probably, other than DGL, which is DGL is a point guard, but he's not like a.
What do you consider Sincere?
A hybrid 1/2 that.
But he
plays
can't
defense.
shoot.
He really wasn't that bad from 3.
That's true. He just didn't shoot much.
That is a forgotten thing.
He was bad from the line, not bad from 3.
Sincere Harris shot 31% from 3. That's about on line with – that's better than RJ by 5%.
Yeah.
It's better than Coleman by 3%. It's better than Epps by 1%.
And you got to think they're all going to be better next year.
Exactly.
Like
and
players don't get
42%.
worse.
Well, okay, yeah, it makes I get where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
The Antonio Reeves thing, though, just from a fit perspective, makes no sense to me. I don't get it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they need him. I mean, I'd take him, but I don't think they need him.
We also have to remember that Ashton Kutcher's an elite shooter as well.
Yeah, that's helpful.
Yep.
All right.
I was trying to look at something here.
Trying to find something.
Yeah.
What else are we talking about? The schedule?
Yeah, hold on.
Are you looking at things? Oh, okay.
The heights.
Oh.
The heights of the team.
Uh-huh.
Hawkins 6'11", Dangerous 6'9", Guerrier 6'9", Hansberry 6'8", Goody 6'7", Shannon 6'6", Damask 6'6", Rogers 6'6", Harmon 6'4", Williams 6'4", Sincere 6'4", Moretti or Marietti, as our chat likes to say, 6'2", and Lawhorn 6'2". No more 5'7" freshmen that ditch for Georgetown anymore, folks.
St. Dominic says Goody will transfer.
Yeah. There's gonna be losses, It's gonna happen.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he could transfer or he could, I think Goody's gonna get I think Brad likes Goody too much.
Shannon, Harmon, and Damask are all going to be gone after this year. So,
I mean, do you guys remember that Goody was supposed to start on this team last year?
Do you guys remember that? How he dominated in the Kansas scrimmage before he got hurt?
Yeah. Sincere will be out. Williams will be out. Will beat out. Okay, I got it. Sincere will beat out Williams for playing time.
I'm starting to lean towards Williams not playing this year. I really am. But hey, you never know.
That's okay too.
I really hope that they develop a plan in the preseason to the rotations could be a disaster this year. So it's going to be really hard to find consistency.
So that's the thing. Like, we're worried about a point guard, one point guard. But what happens when we get the lineups that Brad throws out sometimes, where there's not going to be any point guards out there? So.
I think you have to have Rodgers, or if Williams plays, or like Sincere or DGL on the floor at all
times.
Yeah. One of those guys has to be out there.
Do you think Goody can handle playing the point at all?
I don't think it makes any sense if he could.
Do you think that he's not athletic enough to play the point in the Big Ten?
I don't think that's the case. I just think that he needs to just stand there and catch and shoot.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He's like Damask with less. Like, he doesn't have. Damask has a bigger larger portfolio. He can do more.
Gotcha.
Maybe Goody can do that. We just haven't seen it yet. But I don't know. I really hope this coaching staff can figure out the rotations, because that's going to be a major factor for how they play this year. And I think that probably by the time they play Tennessee, the rotations will be a disaster by then. That'll be December 9th. But my lineup right now would be Rodgers, Shannon, Damask, Hawkins, Danger. Keep it simple. And you got Sincere coming off the bench and Harmon, probably your 6th and 7th men. I think Jeremiah Williams, you throw him out the window. You say Gary A's the 8th. You got Goody in there somewhere. Maybe Goody the 8th probably. Gary A 9th.
Yeah.
DGL, mix him in a little bit. Hansberry's got to be mixed in a little bit. So it's not that bad when I say it like that.
Coleman playing the point. That's what I said. We've had a point guard this whole time, as long as he came back.
That's a disaster, no doubt. Let me see if the Bart Torvik ranking changed at all after this.
There's no shot.
Yep, still 27th.
Yeah,
they haven't even updated him on there. So
Illinois did move up to number 20 on John Rothstein's I Don't Know Ball top 45.
Says Sincere Harris is starting point guard.
There you go. He's right in front of us this whole time.
Yeah, that would be interesting, I think. Hopefully, I mean, Chester's going to probably been working with Sincere for a while, so maybe he does have the traits of a point guard. Maybe he has the ability of being a point guard. We just don't know.
We just didn't get to see it last year. So
maybe Sincere is the point guard that we thought Ty Rodgers could be. I don't know, whatever. Nothing makes sense. They have a bunch of guys that can play the 2 and the 3 or the 4, but they don't have very many guys that can play the 1 and the 2. Positionless basketball, folks. That's where we're at. Don't look now.
Name of the game. You'll get to hear Brad say that's on me a lot next year.
Oh yeah, you will. You will hear it a lot. I don't think you'll hear that much about leadership though this time.
Yeah, they have leaders, but can Brad get them together? Also.
Now, do you think it's the Tennessee game where he dumps all over the leadership if he does this year?
That seems right.
Because you got to have leaders to go on the road and play with a good team. And when they inevitably lose to Tennessee by 30, then,
It's true.
I forgot to write down the Missouri game here because that's always, a game on the schedule. Let me see. Let me predict when that game's going to be. Probably on a Thursday usually, right?
I'm going to say December 20th.
20th or 21st.
Looking at a calendar right now.
20th is a Wednesday, 21st is a Thursday. It's got to be one of those 2 days.
Yep.
Or the Saturday, early Saturday, 23rd.
There's no way they do it on Christmas Eve.
They did it like 2 years ago.
22nd, I think, is the closest they ever got.
Excuse me.
Just saying.
Christmas Eve is not a real thing, but whatever if you want to pretend like it is.
I mean, put a poll out there. I bet people say it is.
How about we pull the chat? Okay. Non-conference scheduling right now. They have home against Marquette, the Gavitt games. Marquette, definitely the first or second best team in the Big East going into the season, returning a lot. And Shaka Smart.
Might be first now with UConn losing Sonogo and who else they lose?
Jackson. but they got Klingon, who's probably going to be an All-American to replace Sonogo. He's like better than Zach Edey, probably, if we're being honest about everything.
It's true.
So that's a tough draw. I forgot that they do have a game scheduled with Fairleigh Dickinson in the non-conference, so that'll be an easy win. Fairleigh Dickinson's going to be a much different team, and they're still probably going to be small. So Illinois just run out a 6-6 above lineup and don't beat Purdue.
Put them in the dirt.
They're playing Oakland, former school of the great Kendrick Nunn.
That was a day, correct?
Yeah. I wrote here because I saw the Armchair Illini blog about the schedule, and they wrote something about maybe it being a Big Ten Plus or Big Ten Network or a Peacock game. Classic Peacock spot. I think NBC should get on this right now. Throw this game on Peacock. Illinois, Oakland. Much better than Big Ten Plus. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Much better. You know, the last college basketball game that I remember on Peacock, it might have been the only one last year that I watched, was Baylor Gonzaga. So that's pretty much the same thing as Illinois, Oakland.
Yeah, it's close.
Yeah, Oakland has a reputation for going into the Big Ten arenas and keeping it close. They did it against Michigan, I think, a couple years ago. Might have done it against somebody else, but what do I know? Then, of course, they have at Tennessee on December 9th. That's a home and home, so they'll play them next year in Champaign. Tennessee looks pretty good. They got Josiah Jordan-James back. They had a couple of transfers coming in, led them from Harvard. Dalton Knecht, who might have lost playing time with JJJ coming back, but he's a transfer from North Dakota State. No, South Dakota State. I don't remember. Whatever. And they have Missouri. So that's 5 games right there. Remember, the Big Ten ACC Challenge is dead, so won't be one of those this year.
Yeah.
Because the ACC's scared.
At least Illinois got a Gavitt game.
Yeah, against
I don't think they've played in 1-2 years, right?
They played Marquette 2021. Yeah. At Marquette, the Curbelo game, as we all know.
Yeah. St. Dominic said this season's all about Terrence and Coleman. They will have the ball at least 50% of the time, and we have to beat Missouri this year. I agree with the Missouri thing. I hope that Coleman's decision-making is better this year. I hope that's what the NBA scouts told him.
They're not beating Missouri.
Quicker decisions. Better.
They're not beating Missouri. Sorry.
Okay.
I can already see it now. We'll be all excited for the watch party. Illinois will be like 7-1 going into the game, or 8-1
watch party.
or something.
Let's go to it this year.
Fine by me, whatever. And then we're just gonna go right down the tubes.
Yeah. And then we'll get our most viewed YouTube video from it. So
that's right. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. Let's see. Brad says Curbelo is still available. Yes. Curbelo is still available to play for the Guangdong Tigers. Yes, that is true. Get ready to learn Chinese, I think, is the meme. So
yeah. So yeah, Illinois got their point guard. We're all set. Who needs Ray J. Dennis?
Totally. Big time.
We got a guy coming off the Achilles, might not even be able to play next year. So all scholarships are gone. This is the team. This is where we're at.
I don't know if I'd say that just yet.
I'm saying it. I'm marking it down.
We'll see everybody in a couple weeks when something weird happens to the roster.
Yeah, you guys got us back-to-back days within 24 hours too. So
well within 24 hours.
Yeah.
That was pretty dominant. There's a new Spotify for podcasters ad that you'll be able to listen to in this episode. I know everybody's excited about that.
Yeah.
I recorded it before we got on, which I don't know why I had to redo it. It was the exact same ad as the first one, but I guess it had to do with the month changing, and they have a different. I don't understand that at all. But anyway, yeah, that's very exciting.
Yeah, we appreciate you all. I think I don't know if we got to it. You tweeted out we were 2 away from 600 followers on Twitter. So if you want to, go follow us on there. Like, subscribe, do all
we're actually 4 away now.
Now we're 4 away. We're losing guys. We're losing guys every minute. Go follow us on Twitter, folks.
We've lost 3. I will say that we've lost 3.
That's all right.
So I don't know what happened there. Maybe the people are mad or something.
Crypto, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. Everybody that comments, follows along. We appreciate you guys. So we will be back sometime. It might be a month. So
yep. maybe we'll have a new logo the next time we do
Yeah.
an episode. I don't know.
Rebrand incoming.
Our logo kind of sucks. I got to be honest. No offense to anybody involved with our podcast.
Trilly Donovan with the follow.
Yeah. Maybe I'm truly done.
You never know. Never know.
Maybe it's Billy Donovan. Always that chance. That's a good hiding spot. I mean, he was a college basketball coach. He probably has a lot of, instead of game planning for the bowl season, he's being a college basketball insider. So who knows?
Yeah. So if you didn't listen to the podcast yesterday, you put that one with this one. You got 2 hours of listening to us ramble along. So enjoy.
2 hours feels like a stretch, but
it was an hour and 15 minutes. It was just yesterday's.
If I stop right now, we're about an hour 50. So that's less than 2 hours. Nice try.
Obviously, but you're going to drag it on for 4 more minutes.
I'm about to finish. I'd like to do maybe like a Q&A type thing next time we do an episode. I might drag it out 4 minutes with this one here. Scheideweiler wants to know playback plans. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I assume you mean, I don't know if you mean the immediate future, but I haven't been on playback in like 13 days. So that's kind of a bad thing for me. That's on me. But if I'm still doing it when November rolls around, which I hope to be, I think we'll maybe mix in some Illini games on playback, maybe mix in some college basketball games as a whole. I'd love to do like the Champions Classic or whatever it's called at the very, very beginning of the season, do both of those games. But I hope to do a lot of playback, like multiple times a week for college basketball. So those are the easiest games to do on playback, I think, because they're only 2 hours. Yeah. I know more usually about those teams and matchups, so should be a lot on there. Also, if you're a golf fan, I think I might try to do all 4 days of the U.S. Open on there, which, I mean, I don't mean to hype everybody up who likes golf, but Los Angeles Country Club might be the best venue for a major championship that we've ever seen. I'm just saying. Maybe you'll stop by for a little bit of that as well.
Yeah, so I'll come hang out. When is that?
Sometime in June.
I might be on vacation, but I'll stop by.
When are you going to be on vacation?
16th through the 24th.
That feels like that's within the U.S. Open window.
It's Father's Day weekend. It's always Father's Day weekend, which would be like the 22nd-ish.
15th through the 18th.
Okay, 15th through the 18th. I'll stop by, though. You'll see me.
Okay.
I'll stop by on my phone.
All right, that'll do it for us. We'll see everybody next time. Line of Basketball Podcast, maybe a new logo, the whole big thing. I'm going to confirm the next time we do an episode, there will be a different logo and a different look, whatever. Okay, got to go. See ya.